Why buy seed when your garden's giving it away for free? Collecting and saving your own seed is super easy and you don't need any complicated equipment. Just your trusty snips, stack of brown paper bags, a pencil, and you're ready to go. For the purposes of seed saving in the veggie patch, there are 3 basic types. Plants with seeds in pods like peas and beans, plants with small dry seeds like carrots, parsley and basil, and plants with seeds in fleshy fruits like tomatoes and tamarillos. Keep in mind that many of the plants that we'll be collecting from can cross-pollinate. In simple terms, this means that some of the seed may grow into plants that differ from their parents. But don't worry too much, they'll still be delicious. Firstly, collecting seeds from pods. Legumes like peas and beans are great crops to start with because the pods are easy to spot, they store well, and they're simple to germinate. These scarlet runner beans are ready to harvest, and you can tell because the pods are brown and they're nice and crispy. So all you do, snip them off, open up the pod, just to check if the beans are all right. Grab your brown paper bag, and put them in. And make sure that you label your bag with the crop and the date. This way, when you come along later, you'll know what's in there. It's pretty much the same deal with all legumes, like these bush beans here. Wait for the beans to brown and crisp off. This one here is developing well. It's got some good beans at the bottom, but it's still green and fleshy. So I'll have to come back in a couple of weeks and it'll be ready to harvest. Next up, collecting small dry seeds. When you're collecting from plants like lettuce, basil and parsley, I don't like to let the seed get too ripe, like with the beans. Otherwise, it'll just drop off or blow away and you've lost it. I like to pick it when it's a little bit underripe, like this umbel here. All you can do is bag it and then tie it up, or you can pick it off and put it in a bag. But make sure it's a paper bag, not a plastic bag. Otherwise, the seed will sweat and the viability will go down. Alternatively, with parsley, I like to get nice ripe seed like that, pick it off, and then broadcast it round the garden. That way, I've got parsley whenever I want it. And to finish up, collecting seeds from fleshy fruits. This tamarillo here is a red one, but they also come in yellow and orange. When you're going to select for ripeness, always go for ones with good colour. In the red type, one like that nice brick red, that's a good indication of ripeness. And also, give it a feel, bit of a squeeze. If there's a bit of give there, it's a good indication that it's also ripe. Cut the fruit in half and scoop out the insides into a sieve over the sink. Wash the seeds thoroughly, removing as much flesh as possible. Once they're clean, put the seeds on a paper towel or a clean tea towel to dry. You can also use this method for tomatoes and eggplants. Storing your seeds properly after they've been collected is really important. Seeds that are stored wet or get wet in storage have a tendency to rot. So take a little bit of extra care. If you're not sure whether your seeds are fully dry or not, peg the bags onto a string near a window and then check back on them in a week or two. I picked this lettuce about a week ago and it's dried in the bag nicely, but there's quite a bit of vegetation in there. Now, to separate the dried seed from the chaff, that is all that old vegetation, just close your bag up, give it a squidge, and break up all those old stems and bits of flour. Give it a shake, and what you can do is reach in, grab out all of that, the majority of it. That can go over there, so can that. And then you can pour it out on a card, or in this case, my hand, and there's your seed. Finally, place your pure seed in a label jar or bag. bit of uncooked rice or silica gel will make extra sure that they keep nice and dry in storage until they're ready to sow. Saving your own seed is not only dead simple, but it's loads of fun. You can select the cream of your crop. You can keep varieties going that may otherwise fall by the wayside. And who knows, you could end up with something as weird and wonderful as these. A seed is a tiny celebration of life, and to save them is an act of hope and a proactive look to the future.